Rectifier. A rectifier is an electrical device that converts alternating current AC, which periodically reverses direction, to the direct current DC, which flows in only one direction. This process is called rectification. From the VI characteristic of junction diode, we see that it allows current to pass only when it is forward biased. So if an alternating voltage is applied across a diode, the current flow only in the part of the cycle when the diode is forward biased. This property is used to rectify alternating voltages. There are two types of rectifiers: half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier. If an alternating voltage is applied across a diode in series with a load, a pulsating voltage will appear across the load during the half cycle. Half wave rectifier. If an alternating voltage is applied across a diode in series with a load, a pulsating voltage will appear across the load during the half cycle of the AC input, during which the diode is forward biased. Such rectifier circuits is called half wave rectifiers. The secondary coil of the transformer supplies the desired AC voltage across the terminals A and B. When the voltage at A is positive, the diode is forward biased and it conducts electricity. When A is negative, the diode is reverse biased and it does not conduct. Therefore, in the positive half cycle of AC, there is a current through the load resistance RL and we get an output voltage, whereas there is no current in the negative half cycle. In the next positive half cycle, again we have the output voltage. Thus, the output voltage, though still varying, is restricted only to one direction and is said to be rectified. Since the rectified output of the circuit is only for the half cycle of the input AC wave, it is called half wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier. If an alternating voltage is applied across a diode in the circuit with a load, the output Zener diode. It is a special purpose semiconductor diode named after its inventor, C. Zener. It is designed to operate under the reverse bias in a breakdown region and used as voltage regulator. The symbol for the Zener diode is. The Zener diode is fabricated by heavily doping both to P and N sides of the junction. Due to this, the depletion region formed is very thin, of the order of 10 to the power minus 6 meter, and the electric field of the junction is extremely high, approximately 5 into 10 to the power 6 volts per meter, even for a small reverse bias voltage of about 5 volts. It is seen that when the applied reverse bias voltage V reaches the breakdown voltage Vz of the Zener diode, the current becomes very large. Zener diode voltage remains constant even though current through the Zener diode varies over a wide range. This property of the Zener diode is used for regulating supply voltage so that they are constant. Zener diode as a voltage regulator. When the AC input voltage of a rectifier fluctuates, its rectified output also fluctuates. To get the constant DC voltage from the DC unregulated output of a rectifier, we use a Zener diode. The unregulated DC voltage filtered output of the rectifier is connected to the Zener diode through a series resistance Rs such that the Zener diode is reverse biased. If the input voltage increases, the current Rs and Zener diode also increases. This increases the voltage drop across Rs without any change in the voltage across the Zener diode. This is because in the breakdown region, Zener voltage has remained constant and even though current through the Zener diode changes. Similarly, if the input voltage decreases, the current through Rs and the Zener diode also decreases. This decreases the voltage drop across the Rs without any change in the voltage drop across the Zener diode. Thus, any increase or decrease in the input voltage results in increase or decrease of the output drop across the Rs without any change in the voltage drop across the Zener diode. Thus, the Zener diode acts as a voltage regulator. We have to select the Zener diode according to the required output voltage and accordingly the series resistance Rs. In this section, we learn about the semiconductor diode in which carriers are generated by the photons or photoexcitation. All these devices are called optoelectronic devices. We will study the following optoelectronic devices such as photodiodes, light emitting diodes or commonly known as LEDs and solar cells. A photodiode is a special purpose PN junction diode fabricated with a transparent window to allow the light to fall on the diode. It is operated against reverse bias. When the photodiode is illuminated with light or photons, the energy h nu greater than the energy gap Eg of the semiconductor, then electron-hole pair are generated due to the absorption of photons. Due to the electric field of the junction, electrons and holes are separated before they recombine. The direction of the electric field is such that electron reaches N side and holes reaches P side. Electrons are collected on the N side and holes are connected on the P side, giving rise to an EMF. When an external load is connected, the current flows through it. The magnitude of the photocurrent depends on the intensity of the incident light. The photocurrent is proportional to the incident light intensity. As the intensity of the incident light increases, the photocurrent also increases, as shown in the graph. Light emitting diodes. It is a heavily doped PN junction under the forward bias which emits spontaneous radiation. The diode is encapsulated with a transparent cover so that the emitted light can come out. When the diode is forward biased, electrons are sent from N to P region where there are minority carriers and holes are sent from P to N region where there are minority carriers. At the junction boundary, the concentration of minority carrier increases compared to the equilibrium concentration, that is, when there is no bias. Thus, at the junction boundary, on either side of the junction, excess minority carriers are there, which recombine with the majority carriers near the junction. On recombination, the energy is released in the form of photons. These photons, when light in the visible region, they are seen in the form of different colors. LEDs that can emit red, yellow, orange, green and blue lights are commercially available. The VI characteristic of a LED is similar to that of a SI junction diode. Solar cell. A solar cell is basically a PN junction which generates EMF when the solar radiations fall on the PN junction. It works on the same principle as the photovoltaic effect as the photodiode. The generation of the EMF by the solar cell when light falls on it is due to the following three processes: generation, separation, collection. Let us see them one by one. Generation. Generation of electron-hole pairs due to the light with energy greater than the energy band gap, e.g. close to the junction. Separation. Separation of electrons and holes due to the electric field of the depletion region. Electrons are swept to the N side and holes are swept to the P side. Collection. The electrons reaching the N side are collected by the front contact and holes reaching the P side are collected by the back contact. The P side becomes positive and N side becomes negative, giving rise to a photovoltage. When an external load is connected, as shown in the figure, photocurrent IL flows through the load. A typical IV characteristic of a solar cell is shown. Note that IV characteristic of a solar cell is drawn in the fourth quadrant of the coordinate axis. This is because solar cell does not draw current but supplies the same to the load.